I'm Emmett Loverde, and welcome back to Glass House Reviews. And this week I'm going to talk about a tough movie. It's called Megalopolis, and it was written and directed by Francis Ford Coppola. Um, what can you say about Coppola that hasn't already been said? He's a terrific filmmaker, and many of his films are among the greatest American films ever made. And I feel that way very passionately. Um, and you when you're sitting through Megalopolis, you sense that there's a lot of passion involved. A lot of passion went into it. Um, it's got big ideas. It's got a lot going on. There are elements of classical theater, Greek mythology, um, uh, Roman mythology. I mean, there's there. I felt like I was watching a history lesson or something like that. Um, there's some interesting acting. Um, there's some adventurous performances, and I'm glad I saw it. Also, God, there's some gorgeous images in this film. I mean, just it's it's as though if you've ever been to Las Vegas, Vegas is the fever dream of what I imagine an architect comes up with if some angel comes down from heaven and says, you can design anything you want and you can go as far as you want and your budget is unlimited. And they design these fabulous, crazy hotels that you see in Las Vegas, where it's like, does this go on forever? I mean, this is insane. And that's what Megalopolis is like. It's kind of insane. It kind of goes on forever. Um, I this is a weird thing to say. I kind of wish it had been longer. And by longer, I don't mean by longer like 20 minutes. I mean longer like like a mini series or something, like a 6 or 8 hour mini series, because there is so much going on in this movie. And there are a bunch of characters that are just thrown at you, and a bunch of story elements and intrigues, and there's some murders and some assassination attempts, and there's some mob violence, and there's some government shenanigans, and there's some technology that almost seems like magic. Wow. I wish it had been a good movie, though. But see, who am I to say it's a bad movie? I I mean, I consider myself a filmmaker and I consider myself a capable one, but that doesn't mean I know everything about what makes a good or a bad film. And um, when I watched this movie, I thought to myself, I'm not even sure I'm capable of understanding some of the things that went into this. Um, I am glad it was made. I'm sorry to hear that Coppola may have lost a lot of money on it. Um, I understand he sold part of his wine business to finance the movie, and that's too bad. I feel bad about that for him. You and I and the rest of the world now have Megalopolis in the collective library of the world, and we can refer to it in the future and enjoy the spectacle and the imagination and the strangeness and the beauty and the interesting performances that went into it. However, it's not that great a movie. Sorry. It's it meanders. It goes into some weird places. I know that some critics were making fun of it because at some performances, not the one I went to, but at some performances there was actually a a person in the audience who gets up and starts talking to the screen, and the screen starts talking back to them during one scene in the film, and that's weird, and you're not going to find that at every show because who's going to pay these actors to be at a show to deliver a couple of lines to the screen? It's a little crazy, but it's Coppola, and you let him do what he wants, and sometimes he gives you The Godfather, and sometimes he gives you Megalopolis. I'm glad I saw it, and I have a feeling I'm going to watch it again in about 10 years and get a lot more from it. I enjoyed seeing Aubrey Plaza in it. She's always fun. Adam Driver had fun with his role, I suppose, and I do like him. Didn't know what to think of the character he was playing. Anyway, I'm sorry, I wish I could be more definitive. It's just, that's the effect of the movie. It leaves you confused, and you're like, I don't even know what I saw. But what you did see was very interesting and worth seeing in many ways. For example, the costumes. Who would have thought to bring back Roman-style costumes and kind of put a modern sheen on them? And my God, they were gorgeous. They were sexy, and it was like, I mean, I hope that there are a bunch of designers right now in New York or Paris just sketching out new fashion offerings for next season, because I would love to see people dressed like that. I mean, wow. And that's a credit to Coppola's vision and his status as a visionary filmmaker. So, Megalopolis, it's out there. It's coming at you a mile a minute, and I'd say give it a chance to take a look at it. It'll give you something to talk about parties over Christmas. And who knows, maybe it'll get a couple of Oscar nods, because there is some great design work going on in this movie. All right, thanks for sticking around, and I will see you on the next episode of Glass House Reviews, and please like and share.